All right, let's get into it. Today we're talking about something called Paalala Ni Lolo, which is this incredible Filipino compass for building a legacy that truly matters.
But first, a question for you. Seriously, think about it. In this crazy, noisy world with everything pulling you in a million different directions, what's your actual compass? What's your true north? Well, we're going to explore a really powerful answer to that, one that's deeply rooted in Filipino culture.
And that answer is Paalala Ni Lolo. It literally translates to Grandpa's reminders. But, it's so much more than a list of rules. Think of it as this living, breathing collection of principles, stories, and values that have been passed down for generations to help guide us toward a life with real purpose. So, where does this compass get built? Where do we first get these all-important reminders? Well, it all starts in the one place that shapes us more than anywhere else, right at home.
I just love this quote. The forge where character is tempered. It hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? A home isn't just four walls and a roof. It's our very first classroom. It's where our values, our character, get hammered into shape, long before we ever step foot in a school. And if you want a perfect example of this in action, look no further than José Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. I mean, the man was a genius, a writer, a revolutionary, a thinker. But his first and most important teacher, it was his mother. Sure, she taught him the alphabet and poetry, but what she really gave him was discipline, a moral foundation that became the anchor for everything he did. His greatness truly started at home. Okay, so starting from home, these lessons become the bedrock of who we are. They are the cornerstones of our character. So let's zoom in on two of the big ones, two values that are absolutely key to this moral compass: integrity and responsibility.
Now, it's really important to get the difference here. Integrity, or palabra de honor, the word of honor, is all about making the promise. It's saying, my word is my bond. But responsibility, or pananagutan, that's the next level. That's the heavy lifting. It's the deep-seated duty to actually carry the weight of that promise all the way to the finish line. So one is the statement, the other is the action.
All right, so talking about these big ideas is great, but what do they actually look like when the rubber meets the road? In the real world? That's what we're diving into next. Wisdom in action, told through some pretty incredible stories. This is such a classic Filipino proverb. It basically means that the proactive person will always surpass the diligent one. And just think about that for a second. Being hardworking, masipag, that's great, of course. But being proactive, maagap, that's a game changer. It's about seeing what needs to be done before anyone asks and just going for it.
And here is the perfect example. Efren Peña Florida, you might know him as a CNN Hero of the Year, saw that kids on the street just couldn't get to a formal school. Now, a diligent person might have started a fundraiser to build one, but Efren, he was maagap. He didn't wait. He created a carriton classroom, a pushcart classroom, and brought the school directly to them. That is the difference between just being busy and being truly wise in your actions. Okay, here's a reminder I'm pretty sure most of us heard growing up. Don't waste food, right? Seems simple, just a kitchen rule. But that little phrase teaches a much deeper lesson about being resourceful, working hard, and persevering. And you can scale that lesson from the dinner table all the way up to a global business.
I mean, just look at the recipe for Jollibee's success. Tony Tan Kakxiong started small, just a couple of ice cream parlors, but he added a huge helping of sipag, diligence, working tirelessly to perfect his recipes for the local taste. Then, he mixed in a whole lot of tiyaga, perseverance, never giving up, even when giant global chains moved in. The result? A global brand that people absolutely adore, built from values you learn at home. For our last story, we're not talking about a famous CEO or historical figure. We're talking about millions of everyday heroes, the overseas Filipino worker, the OFW parent. Remember that word we talked about, pananagutan, that deep, profound sense of responsibility? Well, this is what it looks like today. These parents endure incredible hardship, loneliness, all in distant lands, driven by one single purpose: to give their children a better future. Their sacrifice is a living, breathing lesson in what it means to carry the weight of your promise to your family. So after all these stories and all these reminders, what does it all mean for us? Right here, right now. Well, it all brings us to the most crucial point: your own legacy. Because here is the ultimate takeaway. At the end of the day, your legacy isn't going to be measured by the car you drive or the money in your bank account.
It's measured by the integrity you show, the responsibility you carry, and the wisdom you share. It's the reminders that you pass on through your own actions.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. As you think about your own life, your own compass, what is the single most important reminder that you will pass on to the next generation? What's going to be your paalala?